Ma'am, audible?
Yes.
Namaste, everyone. My humble prostrations to the divine to speak through me. Um, Let me start with a beautiful quote. Pregnancy is a process that invites us to surrender to the unseen force behind all the life. With this quote, I would take this opportunity to thank Nutan ma'am for giving me this opportunity to cover such a holistic, such a beautiful concept called Garbhini Paricharya, which simply means the guidelines that a pregnant lady should follow. My name is Ekta Patak, and my topic, as I said, is about the complete care. It's a very profound and holistic topic, as I said, but it also takes me back to my pregnancy times because I was very fortunate to have taken this course throughout my 9 months, and I can practically know the difference it makes in making the pregnancy a more enjoyable and comfortable experience. Before I begin, I would like to say a very happy Independence Day to one and all, and Vande Mataram. Well, this amazing phenomena of procreation that brings tears of joy and sighs of sleepless nights that follow cannot be taken lightly. Pregnancy is a special time not only for the mothers to be, but also for her partners and family, because of whom the pregnancy can be smooth and their support is inevitable. The bodily changes that occur are a major part of the equation, but there is this growing awareness of the mental, emotional, spiritual aspects of pregnancy too. In words of Oliver Wendell Holmes, who is a highly regarded Supreme Court justice, he says, "The real religion of world comes from the women much more than the men. From mothers most of all, who carry the key of our souls in their bosoms." Going ahead, I would like to talk about the first part, which is the aim of Garbhini Charya, which has been very nicely summarized in a sutra called Anupaghatam Paripurnaya Sukha Prasavaya Cha, which I'm going to elaborate now. Yeah, so I'm going to elaborate that sutra in simple words. Sharira Pushti means the complete nourishment of the pregnant woman and her fetus. Stanya Vriddhi means the to enhance the production of milk. Anupaghataya means to make sure that there is no injury for the pregnant woman and her fetus. Fourth is Paripurna Garbha Vriddhi means the complete growth of the embryo. And fifth and the last, but the most important one is Sukha Prasava, means with the least discomfort, the labor, the delivery of the child. And moving ahead to the next segment, the main segment is the holistic care guidelines. What are these guidelines, the do's and don'ts that the women should follow? What to avoid and what is highly recommended? Under that, I have segregated into the diet and the lifestyle. First, we'll talk about the diet, where we'll talk about the general cues under this. The general cues are, firstly, adequate quantity, mitahar. Mitahar not only means adequate quantity, but soft, easy to digest food. And adequate quantity means that the pregnant woman should neither starve nor should she overeat. You know, sometimes we say she's dao ridha, so she should eat double, which is not recommended, which is something that she should take care. If her body is telling her to stop, she should stop. Nutritious, wholesome, and digestible. Of course, she should take care of the micros and macros. Nutrition of her protein is very important because the growth of the fetus, the muscles, most of the dhatus, like her muscles, everything is getting affected with what she's eating and how much she's eating and what are the protein intakes. Next is, of course, she should include a lot of fruits and dry fruits, small and frequent meals, adequate liquid and sleep. Because if she doesn't take adequate liquids, the amniotic fluid in the body, which is supplying, which is taking care of the baby inside, will get affected. The water shortage will happen. And of course, it will also impact her digestion. So, for digestion, good sleep and liquid is also important. And our body is made up of 72% of water. So, definitely that also should be taken care. Correct utensils, no plastics, please. Take care that you cook the food in the ancient kind of vessels, mitti ke bartan, or you can make in non-stick tawas. All that is okay, but avoid serving food also in plastic and don't heat plastic. That is also important. Bhava, yad bhavam tad bhavati, and jaisa anna vaisa man, and goes vice versa. With whatever feelings you cook and with whatever feelings you eat, please eat with beautiful love and affection for the child you have inside. So that is recommended for pregnant ladies. And there are so many mantras like Brahmarpanam recommended in Bhagavad Gita, which should be chanted every day in the house. We are doing it, we are practicing it. So I know how beautiful it feels to chant together. So that is also recommended. Let's go ahead to the most important part, which is Masanumasik Pathya, means monthly guidelines for the diet. I will not go too much into detail of what is there in every month because that will consume a lot of time. I'll talk about what is recommended trimester wise. In the first trimester, Bruhaniya, which means anabolic food, is recommended. Why? Because in that is the 3S module given by our very lovely Nutan ma'am, and it's a beautiful concept which everyone can remember: stability, strength, and next is space. In the first one, the baby is, we need to strengthen the uterus, we need to strengthen the stability of the, sorry, we need to stabilize the womb, the embryo and the womb. So we need to have Bruhaniya anabolic food for muscle building and very important for stability of the embryo. In the second trimester, we should have stimulating food, which strengthens and increases the digestive fire. It also helps in increasing the pitta for complete growth of the embryo. In the third one, which is the space, we should have Vatanuloma, or promoting motion and to create space and relax the muscles of the mind. We'll talk very little about the food here. In the second month, there are, you can see some specific points like immunity building herbs in the second month. What are those herbs? Like Shatavari, Bala, Vidari. All these herbs are important. And let's talk about the fifth month, where we have spoken about nutritious food processed with adequate quantity of milk and ghee. Why in the second trimester so much of importance is given to the stimulant food? Because digestive fire needs to be fine so that overall growth of the embryo is happening and digestion is fine. In the eighth month, we have again spoken about the uh, Shir Vayagu, which is good for overall, growth and making sure that the baby is getting more strength, complexion improves, voice and wellness improves. What are the other practices month wise? In the first month, and in the first trimester, it is basically the woman faces, it is very common that the woman is facing vomitings, nausea, morning sickness. For that, panchamrit and certain other juices which I have mentioned here are recommended. And in the third trimester, the eighth and ninth month, there is a certain kind of basti which is recommended, which is nothing but enema. In the eighth month, it is the enema with the decoction of badri phala, strength building herbs like bala, atibala, shatapushpa, milk, honey, etc. In the ninth month, it is the enema with oil having sweet gunas. Yoni pichu is recommended, which is vaginal cotton swabs with oil or medicated lotions. Herbal bath with herbal leaves like neem, nirgundi, etc. is recommended. So this is the main part. You have to follow month wise or trimester wise. You have to take care. Moving ahead to the next section is the lifestyle. Under the lifestyle, it is the pathya or apatya. Apatya means what is recommended, as you can see the tick mark. In the next one is apatya, what should not be done, avoided. Under the patya comes, very quickly I'll go through, attitude of gratitude, sukshma vyayam, which we spoke about recently in one of the presentations, regular walking, personal health care, personal hygiene, taking care of the breast cleanliness, all this is recommended, and prayers. Of course, the heart of filled with prayers, thankfulness. Then comes very, very important, the 3S yoga module. So let's talk about it. First, as we spoke about, first is for stability, second for strengthening, third trimester for creation and space, creating the space. Why? Because we need to have enough space for the movement of the baby, plus for the delivery also we need to create that space. So let's talk about the yogasanas and what other yogic practices are recommended in first, second, and third. And as you can see the timeline here, I'll go ahead with the first trimester quickly. First trimester, all the asanas which are meditative, which are going to relax the mother, which is going to take care of the nausea, like Sukhasan, Tadasan, Gomukhasan, uh, pranayams like Anulom Vilom, diaphragmatic breathing, Brahmari, Yoga Nidra, and mantra chanting. Of course, these will not only relax the mother, they will also pass on good vibes to the embryo. In the second trimester, all the asanas for strength building like Ushtrasan, Chakrasan, Veerasan, warrior poses, Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, Brahmari, Ujjayi. In the first trimester, I forgot to mention that Shitali Sitkari is highly recommended for nausea. Mudras, Brahma Mudra and Hasta Mudra. These are recommended. And mantras for strength, like Hanuman Mantra, all these mantras which, correlates to the strength part. In the third trimester, we talk about the asanas like creating space, hip opening. We spoke about in ma'am's session today in the afternoon. So all the hip opening stretches, Veerasan, Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, Nadi Shodhan Pranayam, Brahmari, Ujjayi with Kumbhak, without Kumbhak, sorry, no Kumbhak should be there during the pregnancy. Garbha Dhyan, guided meditation, and mantra chantings. We should definitely avoid a few advanced, strenuous inversions and forceful breathing techniques like Bhastrika and Kapalbhati. Let's move ahead to the last section, which is Apatya. What is not recommended for the Garbhini? For the Garbhini, Garbhopghatkar Bhava, which was spoken about recently, is not to be there. If you have that bhava, it will definitely interfere in the embryo's growth and development negatively. You should promote Shad Garbhakar Bhava, all the positive bhavas, the feeling of happy, positive. There should be no bad addictions like smoking, alcohol, raw food, seafood, walking in the cold breeze, stimulating foods, excessive hot food should be avoided, extreme stress, strenuous activities, highly refined foods, excessive fat intake, and disrespect to the Dao means whatever cravings you are having, just go and follow them. It's recommended to follow them because it not only makes your child happy, overall also you also start feeling happy that you're getting the cravings, you're able to follow them. And let me just summarize it in few words that self care during pregnancy is the first gift that the mother can give to her child. And also, the holistic care that makes the physical, subtle, and causal body satiated with of the expecting mother and the fetus. When we talk about physical, subtle, and causal, we must remember all the five koshas, the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manonmaya, all these koshas should be taken care. It should not be just physical aspects. Okay, my baby is growing well, I am happy. It should be a complete holistic approach. And let me thank and give my gratitude in the end to everyone who supported me, including the universe, my family, all my batchmates. Dr. Nutan ma'am, I would like to present my gratitude to the foremost, to the divine force who allowed me to be the instrument in this beautiful journey. And let me end it with a beautiful shloka, which is the last shloka for the Ashtang Yoga. And this shloka sums up life to be happy always for everyone. May everyone on this planet be happy and in all the worlds be happy. Om Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam न्यायेन मार्गेण महीन् महिषा गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यम् लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you, everyone. Thank you to all the ancient texts because of which I could speak today.